Hello everyone. Today I'd like to discuss an important issue that relates to definition of Aravalli Hills and its ranges. In the November 2025, what happened is that the Hon'ble Supreme Court adopted a uniform definition of Aravalli Hills as hills 100 meter higher above the local ground. What happened after accepting this definition? That there are a lot of public protests and social outrage that erupted, and a Save Aravalli campaign that is launched. So what is the fundamentally wrong in this definition? Why the environmental groups are concerned about the safety of Indo-Gangetic plains in Haryana, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Delhi NCR? So the first thing is that the fundamental question is not the height criteria. Fundamental question is that why we need to define the Aravallis like that. Have we ever defined the Himalayas like that? Have we ever defined the Shivaliks like that? Are we going to define the Vindhyas like that, or we going to define the river Ganges on the basis of its depth? Suppose if any given situation the depth of Ganga narrows down, then are we stop recognizing this as river Ganga? So the crux of the matter is that these are geological features that are formed way before the advent of man on the planet. So defining this defining all these features is on the very beginning is completely wrong, and I think we need to create a more comprehensive research on the area, and then we need to define the Aravallis. So now I like to point out what are the main criticism on this judgment. Why this judgment is highly criticized? Because first the thing is that it's exclude a large landscape. How it is going to exclude a large landscape? Because if we go by this definition, then it will exclude the large part of Aravalli. Like suppose there are more than 12,000 hills in which comes in the Aravalli region, and out of that 11,000 not fit in this criteria. So a major landscape of the Aravalli that will be out of that will be open for mining. So what will happen is that when the mining, then it will spoil the previous long-ranging efforts to conserve the environment. Now the other is that the issue is that we have not that Aravallis work in a ecological continuity. But the thing is that if we go by the peak-centric definition, it will spoil the very nature of Aravallis, because it will not include the slopes, it will not include the ridges, it will not include the connected bridges. So the thing is that we need to define the Aravallis in such a way that it will protect the ecological, it will create an ecological balance. The other point is that the water there is derivation of water recharge in the Indo-Gangetic plains of Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Delhi NCR, because it prevents a larger area from the dust, create an ecological balance. Okay, then after that there are a lot of gaps between the implementation. Without a complete overall mapping, we cannot, you can say that, curb the illegal mining, because if the complete mapping and statistical module is not formed, then in that case it is not going to solve the problems. So these are the and the other important point is that the Honorable Supreme Court of India in itself in many cases have adopted a principle of precautionary principle that is not adopted in this case. Why there is so much rush when the large are discussed? And so the matter is that we need to do a complete study and adopted a uniform approach, like that was happened in Vellore citizens case, that was happened in Taj Tripishim case, where the thing is that the polluters pay principle is launched. The thing is that these the very, you can say that principles that are already the previous president of the Honorable Supreme Court. That so what the thing is that, and I'm happy that, and with the greatest respect to the Honorable Supreme Court, with the greatest respect to the government of India, I'm happy that they put in abeyance its earlier order, and now they again formed a committee to look after this issue in a detailed manner. So this is a positive point, and I hope that this will solve the future problem of endogenetic plants in the area.